everybody. Welcome to International Bowl, home of the Turkish Airlines EuroLeague Final Four. We have the great privilege and honor of broadcasting Facebook Live on our homepage for US and Canada. So I felt to host this live and bring you an esteemed guest who has been there, done it. Who is also the not only a world champion, Olympics bronze winner, a three-time Eurobasket gold medal champion, NBA champion. None other than Mr. Sergio Scariolo. Coach Scariolo, how are you?
I'm good, Tom. How are you?
Good. Thank you so much for taking the time out of your busy schedule and doing this with us. We're very excited about this opportunity to work with EuroLeague to bring the games for free for the North American audience. Obviously, you've coached, over 4 decades overseas at all levels and won multiple championships. And so let's get right into it. Starting with the bubble concept of, bringing teams and playing under a bubble format. I mean, you did it with the NBA, one of the first in the world, learned and watched. And now, all kinds of tournaments and leagues have learned how to do this. How does this work?
Well, basically, it's all business. I mean, you have to just focus on your task and be extremely careful with the measures they recommend you to observe. I don't think it's going to be a big deal because, as you said, we did it for a few months in the NBA. We did it several other times in different situations. We did it already with FIBA also in the FIBA windows for qualification for European Cup or World Cup, whatever. So I think it's something extremely doable. Of course, it's not comfortable. Players and coaches should, just get mentalized on really having to commit and to focus on just basketball for a few days. But I mean, in their case is something extremely light. We are talking about 4 or 5 days at all. So that's extremely easy to do.
Very good. So we're talking this Friday, 12 p.m. Eastern time. We're going live to cover, the CSKA Moscow and Anadolu Efes of Turkey. What are the conditions that the coaches are dealing with under these circumstances, and any sort of perspective in terms of the pressures that it comes in the Turkish Airlines EuroLeague Final Four to be able to work under these circumstances?
Well, first of all, the starting consideration should be that any team who reach Final Four is a winning team. So getting to the Final Four is already an accomplishment. It's something which already qualify as positive and winning basketball season. Now it's of course those 4 teams are ambitious. They will fight to win. But I think that more than pressure at this point, there is more pressure in the playoffs getting into the Final Four, because that's probably a little bit of a splitting line between a winning season and not one. Let's say at this point, I think it's all joy. I mean, it's all fun. It's a great atmosphere. Unfortunately, without fans, it's going to be very different. But still, these 4 teams are playing great basketball throughout the whole season. I think they well deserve to be there. I mean, somebody like Barcelona basically led from the very beginning to the end. Other teams had a terrible start like FS, Anadolu FS, and then had a great comeback. CSKA is basically one of the few teams who are almost always in the Final Four throughout the years, no matter who are the players, no matter who are the coaches. That's really a long tradition winning team. And then Armani is probably the good news, even if they did a great job, they made a great investment, and the overall team performance has been really good. They haven't been in the Final Four for a long time, for many years. So probably they are a little bit of the outsiders, but basketball-wise, they are not too far from the other three teams I named before.
So what's been impressive has been the return of Paul Gasol. I know you work with Paul, obviously the Spanish national team. What should the fans expect tuning into these games? After 20 years of work in the NBA, playing with Kobe Bryant, Mamba himself, winning championships with the Lakers, and then returning home. I mean, you coached them last with the national team. What should the fans expect?
Well, I think they should consider themselves blessed to have Pau into their team. I don't know how many minutes he will play. I don't know how many points he will score. I don't know how many rebounds he will get. But he's gonna be a presence. He's gonna definitely be a veteran, experienced, smart guy who will be able to say the right word to cheer up a guy who's in trouble, or to slow down when the euphoria could get to own his team. For sure, it's going to be an extremely positive presence into the locker room. And then for a limited amount of time, he's still a very good player. I mean, he can do things. He can protect the rim. He can finish pick and roll situation. He can make a shot, even a three. So it's going to be not as we are used to, like a 30 minutes big threat for the opponent, but it's going to be extremely useful, quality time giver to his team.
Absolutely, and I guess my next question would be, your friend, colleague, who coached on the on the other side of the court, maybe with San Antonio Spurs, Coach Ettore Messina, who has had this fairy tale story run with with Armani Milan team of Italy. So I think that's a tremendous amount of experience bringing in from the NBA to the team, and what he's done with this fairy tale. What should the fans expect? What's expected here in terms of any strategies that could come play, or coaching in terms of at this level?
Well, Ettore had a great tradition as a winning coach way before going into the NBA. For sure, he gets something of what he learned under Coach Popovich, and in general, being a few years in the NBA. And he did a good job to adjust what he learned to the completely different situation and basketball reality of EuroLeague and European basketball overall. So I think the mix is a really successful one. His team plays really well. It's very solid. It's a very experienced team. For sure, they won't be affected from the emotion and the pressure of playing the Final Four. And Ettore is probably for sure the winningest coach among the four who are there. So I'm really expecting his team and Ettore himself to give a surprise to whom consider them like the fourth team in this Final Four.
Right. So who's your favorite team to win, if I could ask you?
I can't say that. I mean, Barcelona probably showed more throughout the whole season, but the FS Pilsen came back so so strong in the end, and they have been basically dominating the whole European scenario during 2 years. I'm not too good making predictions. I wish everybody, and of course, I wish the North American fans through your television to enjoy this Final Four, to enjoy a different style of basketball where there is, of course, less individual talent in the players, but overall, great level of collective team basketball with many different wrinkles, many different cooperation situations on the floor to enjoy and admire.
Yes, indeed. Of course, EuroLeague, very high IQ, team-oriented basketball. I mean, we have watched it, from far in terms of North America, zooming in to the EuroLeague action. A lot of the top North American base players have been playing successfully over the years. Any final words? Any advice that you have in terms of how the fans could actually look to learn from these games?
Well, there are a few interesting players, some young players, probably some players who are going to play in the NBA next year, like Leandro Bolmaro from Barcelona, just to make an example. I think there will be a lot of interesting players to observe, but again, the nature of European basketball is more of a team basketball, comparing with the NBA basketball, which is a lot more of great exhibitions of super players in their one-on-one isolation, pick and roll, post plays. So that's going to be the difference. And if you love basketball, that's a different way to look at it and to enjoy it.
Coach, I want to thank you so much for you to give us your time out of your busy schedule. We stay in touch. We look forward to see you back here in Toronto.
Sure. Take care, Tom. Enjoy the Turkish Airlines EuroLeague Final Four.
Thanks again, Coach.
You're welcome.
So there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. With Coach Sergio Scariolo, NBA champion, world champion, has been doing it with the Spanish national team. One of the most successful coaches who shared his knowledge and wisdom of his experiences, having coached over close to four decades of professional basketball. Two-time Spanish League champion, two-time Cup winner. And of course, a long resume for Sergio Scariolo. We are very privileged to have him here in Toronto and being a lead assistant coach of our Toronto Raptors team, the NBA champion. Thanks again for tuning in. Don't forget to watch the game. We're live on international ball this Friday, 12 p.m. Eastern time. We're going to be watching Anadolu Efes versus CSKA Moscow, and then the second leg of the doubleheader will be at 3 p.m. Eastern time. We're going to be watching none other than the return of Paul Gasol with Barcelona. And the fairy tale run of the Ettore Messinas, the legend of Europe, with Armani Milan of the Italian league. Look forward to see you there. Some of the best games that's going to be played, of the best the continent of Europe has to offer.
The ball in the hands of Sergio Scariolo. Here's by himself. Searching to protect it. He makes it! Rice again from deep, and he hits it again. To tie it. What a play by Tyrese Rice. Tyrese Rice, the hero of the semifinal, the hero of the final. 40 minutes to a title. The tip-off is won by Fenerbahce. The lob-in dive for the reverse to Jan Vesely. We saw that during the season, and you can't start a ball game any better.